Hey there, everybody. Welcome to a CLNS Red Sox Roundtable. I'm Alex Barth, joined by Nick Quaglia and TJ Horgan. Red Sox made a roster move on Monday. They are sending Hector Velazquez to the DL. And up to the Major League squad for the first time this year comes Steven Wright, all set off the DL. His suspension has been served, and he will be with the team in a reliever capacity starting on Monday night. But guys, let's start here. We know the Red Sox have a history of kind of finding loopholes with the roster. Do either of you believe that Hector Velazquez actually has a back injury?
I do, Alex. I believe he's got a back injury. And I believe it's semi-legitimate, but that's mostly because if, in my opinion, and I think in the Red Sox opinion, the statistics point to the fact that Hector Velazquez has been a good starter so far. And if one of those 5 starters goes down, I and the Red Sox and statistics want Velazquez in there instead of Steven Wright.
Yeah, see, I'm not going to buy that. And I'm not going to buy that because we're paying attention to the Boston Red Sox. They love to do this. They love to put people on the DL for literally no reason. And, when was the last time the guy pitched? He looked fine to me. He looked okay to me. And back injuries, I know they can happen. They're random. They're sporadic. They can literally pop up whenever. So maybe it is true. I don't buy it. And I don't buy it because, another reason you brought up the starter. If his starter does go down, you still have Steven Wright, you still have Brian Johnson. I think they're just trying to make room right now for Steven Wright to get him up onto the roster to see what he can do again at the major league level. Because remember last year, he only threw 5 games. This guy only threw 5 games last year. He hasn't been in a regular role since take a lead off of second base in LA, and John Farrell had him out there running like a big moron. This is Alex Cora's team now. So I'm glad Steven Wright's back. I want to see what he can do. And I just went on a rampage about John Farrell. John Farrell fires me up. But regardless, I don't believe in this Velazquez injury.
Thoughts and prayers.
It's a back
thoughts and prayers.
Back as in it is time for Steven Wright to come back.
Woo!
But he is back with the team. As a reliever, though, I don't love the idea. First of all, I don't love the idea of a 30-something-year-old knuckleballer coming off a shoulder surgery to begin. But then having him come out of the bullpen, knuckleballers are not great with guys on base. They're very easy to steal on. These catchers, and me and Nick talked about this on a previous roundtable, the catchers have been cheesed defensively. And you're going to have them try to block a knuckleballer. I don't like, if he wants to come back, you want to have him start a game, fine. Have him start in David Price's place because he's going to miss a start or two once the temperature gets too hot or too cold. It's got to be just right for, I almost said Mary Poppins, Goldilocks. It's going to be just right for Goldilocks. Not too hot, not too cold. Have him start, eventually Pomerantz is going to have something act up. Erod's going to have something act up. Let him start. Don't bring a knuckleballer coming off of a shoulder injury into the bullpen. I know their bullpen's been bad, but this isn't going to help.
Do not fix what isn't broken, Alex Barth. And I'll point to analytics right now. All right,
the Red Sox. Don't do that on this show.
The Red Sox.
Not what we're about.
Give me a second. The Red Sox starting rotation. My favorite stat in baseball is line drive percentage. The Red Sox.
Oh no, you're one of those.
I'm sorry. I'm one of those people who likes the most perfect hit in baseball. Anyway,
that's the home run. That's the ding dong.
Thank you.
Line drive.
The Red Sox starting rotation is allowing the least amount of line drives to opposing hitters right now. The Red Sox bullpen is allowing the 4th most. You don't fix what isn't broken. Steven Wright, if he can contribute in the bullpen, great, but don't fix what isn't broken. Let the starters do their thing for now.
But they're not fixing what is broken. How does throwing a knuckleballer into that bullpen help give up less line drives? I'm not saying he's a fix. I'm saying doing the same thing over and over again and expecting results to change is stupidity. So throw him in there. See what happens. Why not?
3 of your starters right now, 3 of the starters, the line drive number, it's nice. It's a nice thing to look at. But 3 of your starters right now, your ERA is over 4. So they might not be giving up line drives, but they might be giving up bombs. They might be giving up home runs. Which means it's
going to come down. If your ERA is high,
in the 5th row, it's going to come down in the 5th row, TJ.
Regression to the mean is a thing.
Oh, look at this. We got a college boy over here.
If your ERA is high and your line drive percentage is low, it means you are bound for regression. Do not panic.
You know who else's line drive number I bet is low? Matt Barnes.
Who?
You know why? Because he walks a lot of people. Because he puts everybody.
Fact check you on that. Let's check out Matt Barnes.
Check it out. Check it out.
You know who else's line drive percentage is probably low? David Price, because he gives up all these home runs. All right.
He gives up ding dongs.
Before we go, we turn this into a math class, and we're a little up against it here. However you shake it out, and Velazquez was in the bullpen as much as some of us think he should have been in the starting rotation. That's the swap right here. It's Velazquez, who'd been pitching well. He was 5-0 on the year. Velazquez for Steven Wright. Did the Red Sox upgrade? And Nick, we'll start with you.
Did they upgrade from Velazquez to Steven Wright?
Yeah.
No, because this is the only reason why I would hope that they're not lying about this back injury. Because if anybody's been reliable coming out of the bullpen, being a starter, it's been Hector Velazquez. The guy comes out, he's one of the, I would say, between Rick Porcello, Chris Sale, and then Craig Kimbrell, I'll give him there too. And then there's Hector Velazquez. Those are the guys that when they come out, I believe that they're going to be consistent. I believe that they're actually going to have a good outing. So I'm hoping that this is actually a back injury now that we're going back to that. But no, I don't think Steven Wright's a guy who hasn't pitched regularly since 2016. How in the world would that be an upgrade from Hector Velazquez?
TJ.
You know, Alex, don't quote me on this, but I think the only way you could spin it as an upgrade is that maybe Steven Wright is one of, if not the only knuckleballer in the league right now.
I don't know.
You might be right.
And in which case teams, you know, why did Steven Wright 2 years ago go, what was it, 13-6 or so? He had a great year, but you know, he wasn't doing anything exceptional. I mean, his statistics weren't jumping off the charts.
That's how a knuckleball works. You can get insanely hot for a couple of months.
Exactly.
And then fall off. Let me ask you this. Should the Red Sox go pull Vicente Padilla out of whatever hole he's in because he's the only EFIS ball pitcher left?
Always pull Vicente Padilla out of his hole. Always.
Look, I would have rather seen them put Brian Johnson on the DL if somebody had to go. I know they want to keep that lefty arm in the bullpen, but
and for the record, Nick, Matt Barnes's line drive percentage is 25%, which is 7 points higher than the Red Sox starters average. So Matt Barnes is not pitching well.
Not a big fan of these numbers.
I didn't need the math to know that. I really didn't. I just called the eye test. All right. That's going to do it for this roundtable. For more Red Sox talk, you can check us out on Twitter at Red Sox CLNS and online, clnsmedia.com. For Nick Quaglia and TJ Horgan, I'm Alex Barth. We'll catch you on the next one.